Welcome to Psychic Holistic Spotlight. I'm your host, Josie Way, and co-hosting with me tonight are two of our regulars, Bill Hannon on the far left, and Ken Demers. Ken Demers has been with us since we started. He's ahead of me and everyone but June.
We're pushing 34 years, give or take a little bit, 1 year off 35, 34, 33. Yeah. A long time.
Tonight, our guest is Tara Devine. And she does a lot of things, but what she's, I will say, famous for is hypnotherapy, a very special kind of hypnotherapy, what I would call deep clinical hypnotherapy.
Thanks. You're very kind.
Yeah. Is there a special name for what you do?
As far as I'm concerned, it's just hypnotherapy, but it's very powerful. Yeah, I love doing it.
Speak up.
It's different than just regular therapy. It's actually a lot of work for the therapist because you have to copy down what the person has said because the person has to hear things in their own words.
Absolutely. I take notes the whole time and I repeat back all the learnings that the client gets from their subconscious.
Yeah. And then you make us write them because that also makes it stick in our brains a little bit. You get to all of the learning capacities of a person.
Absolutely. Well, that's part of the program that I do where I combine coaching with hypnotherapy. So maybe that's an answer to your earlier question is as far as what we call it. So I learned hypnotherapy and then I went on to get another certification in how to use hypnotherapy to design programs for people. And so that's where I combine coaching. And during this program where the client works with me one-on-one for up to 12 weeks, 12 sessions rather, usually around once a week. And the coaching part of it takes the hypnotherapy where we work with the subconscious and it gives you tasks, like I said, like you were mentioning, the rewriting of your learnings. And that's in order to pave new neural pathways to do more towards reprogramming your mind.
Yes. I would like you to give people the statistics, because I'm no good at it, about how powerful this kind of hypnotherapy is compared to regular psychological interventions.
Yes, absolutely. I believe it was American Health Magazine put out a statistic that with traditional talk therapy, in making change, it takes, on average, 600 sessions to get a 38% improvement.
600 sessions.
600 sessions, which equals about 10 years of therapy. Now, a 38% improvement is wonderful, right? But with hypnotherapy, the statistic is in 6 sessions, you can get a 93% improvement. So, and that's because you're going right to the subconscious.
When are the other people going to smarten up?
Well, now some things need to be discussed. The reason that statistic is correct is because in talk therapy, you are in the conscious mind. You're in the beta brainwave state.
Like a normal conversation.
Exactly, when you have your critical analytical factor. And traditional talk therapy is needed. This is not to bash it. As a hypnotherapist, I cannot treat or diagnose as a psychotherapist would. However, when it comes to making change, when you have goals that you want to achieve, in order to pave new neural pathways, it's much quicker to go right to the subconscious, to bypass the analytical, bypass the critical factor of the mind. In the subconscious is where habits, beliefs, values, emotions, intuition, that's all in the subconscious.
Suppose somebody had a blockage. Would your stuff work on that?
It would be much quicker to do it through hypnotherapy than through talk therapy, because in talk therapy you're remaining in the critical factor of the mind. So you're strengthening those neural pathways, sometimes reliving the pain points.
Are you working through or partially, hypnotism is what I was trying to lead into, but I don't know how to ask the question. Do you use that as part of your hypnotherapist?
Yes,
I mean,
yes and no.
is kind of a Anyway.
It's like
Yeah.
to access the inner voice, the clear
Absolutely.
inner voice of our higher self.
Yes, so they're both using hypnosis. However, there are many, many misconceptions as to what hypnosis is, perpetuated by Hollywood.
Well, I mean, I've taken a hypnotherapy course myself, and I agree with that statement very easily. I do like past life regressions, and I can't wait to get my certification now so I can continue, hopefully more effectively with past life regressions and
Right.
being able to go from maybe 1 or 2 lifetimes in one session rather than focusing on one and correcting the issue or helping the person correct their issue.
Yeah, it's all fascinating, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Oh, it's yes, I'm not going to get into it. It's,
How do you, people have so many lifetimes, how do you focus on the one that has an issue for this?
that's exactly what
lifetime?
you're doing.
The subconscious knows.
In other words, the person's trying to resolve a situation, and you bring the person on it. With me,
So
it's,
they're coming to you guys with a particular problem.
yeah,
And you're saying, okay, we're going to go back and see if there's a problem in the past that's causing this problem. And your subconscious takes you to where you got to be?
Yes.
Yes.
that's pretty
I will
much
say that I personally I'm not doing past life regressions at this time.
Right.
I'm doing hypnotherapy for.
Okay.
But
for
same principle.
But
It's taking you back
the subconscious knows, and once you quiet down that monkey mind of the conscious, that's where you can access those beliefs, habits.
No, I've never been able
values.
to have somebody take me into a hypnotic state.
Okay,
Does
so
that
we'll
make a
go
difference?
to the beginning here as far as what hypnosis actually is.
Okay,
If you'd like, if that's okay.
Yeah.
So again, there's many
world wants to know.
misconceptions. There are many misconceptions. As I mentioned, we're right now having a normal conversation. If we were to have our brains hooked up to an EEG at this moment, our brain waves would be measuring in a beta brainwave state.
Okay.
On the chart, they would be spiky, close together brain waves. That's where we would be
That's
now.
normal.
If we were to sit here and quiet down and start to daydream, those brain waves on the EEG would go into alpha, which would be more of a wave. And then
That's like the state you have before you fall asleep at night.
it's the one before that.
Oh,
So when
before that.
if we were about to doze off, if you were about to doze off and you knew that you could doze off, but you also knew if someone walked through the door, you'd be aware of it and you'd open up your eyes. That's theta. That's the next brainwave state where it's more of a spread out wave on the chart.
Okay.
That's a state of hypnosis. Under that is delta, that's sleep. Hollywood likes to portray hypnosis as sleep. It is not. It is not sleep. The client appears to be sleeping because their eyes are closed and they're hopefully deeply relaxed in that theta brainwave state, but they are not asleep. Therefore, Hollywood also likes to portray hypnosis as mind control, and there is absolutely no mind control. In fact, there's a saying that all hypnosis, even with a hypnotherapist, all hypnosis is self-hypnosis, because if you don't want to do it, you're not going to do it. There's no mind control. If there was mind control, then all hypnotherapists would be out on yachts and
No,
so forth.
somebody hooked me up to a machine sometime, and half of my brainwave was like a normal state, and then the other half was like a big loop.
Yeah.
She says, "Oh, that shape was the shape of somebody, a high-level yoga in their deep trance state." But that was normal for me.
Yeah.
I mean,
so you must be
that's-
very intuitive.
That's the Barkers that I got.
Well, all the brain waves are normal, so it's just a matter of how you work with them, in my opinion.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. Yep.
But
When did you get started?
Let me see. So I took a local class, similar to the one that you mentioned you took, a lovely class. That was, I don't know, 2018 maybe, if memory serves.
So this is not new for you.
Well, that was when I took my first class.
Okay.
And I really didn't know what hypnosis was. My goal at the time was I was already doing energy work, intuitive work, and different things like that. I just wanted another tool for my tool belt. I really didn't know what hypnosis was or the therapeutic aspects of it. I was interested in the past life regression at the time. Like I said, I'm not doing that currently. So I took that class and I was intrigued in the brain science of it all and how it explained how the energy work that I had been doing for 20 years and the intuitive work I had been doing for 20 some odd years since the 90s. It made it make sense to me, and I wanted to know more. So I went on to a state-of-the-art hypnotherapy school that I started, and then COVID hit and all sorts of things changed, and so I took a break, but then I went back once they figured out the changes that, almost every industry had to make changes during that time, and so when they did, I continued that school, graduated, with a very high grade, and like I said, learning about neuroplasticity and the brain science and neural pathways, and that my teacher describes hypnosis as a human rights issue. Why is anyone suffering with addiction when this tool is available? And the thing is, there are the misconceptions.
Time out.
Yeah, please.
You can help people with addiction through with what you do, or hypnosis, or what? What did you just say? Say it again.
I was just mentioning that my teacher thinks hypnosis is a human rights issue because why are we suffering with addictions if this tool is available?
So is he insinuating, or is he fixing people's addictions?
Well, all of my hypnosis teachers have been she's.
She's.
But there are some wonderful male hypnotherapists out there. I'm just playing with you. But yeah, she's written books and she's been on shows and she's talked about all that. But addictions are beliefs. And a belief is just a thought we continue to have.
What kind of addiction are you talking about? I'm thinking about people that are on drugs or something. But people are also addicted to whatever else. Happiness, sex, whatever.
Absolutely. And if we were to take a blood test, there would be no deficiency in whatever that we're addicted to, right? So that tells us there's a belief that we have to have it, that there's a craving that we have to have the thing that we're addicted to.
Okay.
And that craving is just a belief. And Esther Hicks says that a belief is just a thought we continue to have. And if we can change our thoughts by going right to the subconscious where those beliefs and thoughts live, then that's a human right issue. And I just became very passionate about it. And like I said, I went on and got some more education in it. And it's a beautiful, I think it's fun. I don't know if my clients do.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful, amazing, fun tool to have. A lot of us don't even realize that our conscious mind that we think is running the show, that analytical, critical factor, that's only 10% of our mind.
Well, yeah.
Right.
There's 90% of our mind that's really running the show, from beliefs that you picked up from childhood, from values that you picked up from people that raised you, that you don't even know you're carrying around.
Right. Right. It's part of the indoctrination. I mean, we're born as a blank slate.
Exactly.
Everything that we consider part of our personality is stuff we've picked up and through experiences, or
And
I don't know
one
if that's
further,
true or not.
one further that I will say about that is that brainwave state, that theta brainwave state that I mentioned, when you're falling asleep, when you're first waking up in the morning, when you pull up to your house and you say, oh, I don't remember the last 10 minutes of that trip, that theta brainwave state, that's the only state we're in up until about age 7. So you're nothing but accepting suggestions until age 7.
Is that why kids have such an easy time learning multiple languages and stuff?
That's right, because they're only in their subconscious mind. They are sponges. We were sponges at that age.
Yeah.
Well, there was delta when we were sleeping, but
Yeah, of course.
waking state
Right.
for a child is only theta.
I didn't know that.
Up
Okay.
until about age 7. And so that's also why, you know, if you're living in a house where the parents are saying things like, money's the root of all evil, money doesn't grow on trees, you can be carrying that belief around for 40 years and wondering why you're sabotaging your bank account all the time. It's through hypnosis where you can find that out and then start the change, you know? So it's not just for addictions. I have clients that come to me just because they procrastinate or just because they just.
I'm good at that.
You're right, yeah. I mean, who doesn't procrastinate at some point in their life?
But
And,
who doesn't become good at it?
I'm very good at it.
so, yeah, so I kind of jumped around a little
Now,
bit.
No,
before
you
we go
didn't.
on further, I like to have people be able to know where you are.
Okay.
How do they get a hold of you?
Absolutely.
Phone numbers?
The name of my business is actually Sea Glass Hypnosis. I'm a sea glass enthusiast.
Enthusiast, yeah.
And I
Is
like.
that sea glass?
No,
No.
but it looks like it.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
This looks like it.
So I have a.
Looks like Herkimer.
It is. It's lovely.
Oh, it's a Herkimer.
I have a quote on my business card that says, just like a sharp-edged shard turns to sea glass, so too can you transform with the power of hypnosis.
Okay.
But anyway, so I have an office in Coventry, Rhode Island. I live in Warwick, Rhode Island. I have in-person clients. I have online clients. I use Zoom.
And how do they get you? How do they find you?
Well, like I said, Sea Glass Hypnosis is the name of the business, and I'm on all the social media pages.
How about a phone number?
And my email is taradevine@seaglasshypnosis.com. My phone number is 401-323-0783.
Slower.
Which one?
The phone number. Who
Phone
cares
number.
about the computer stuff?
Well,
He's not
you'd be
into-
surprised.
Yes. We're talking about big differences here, so.
Well, they're all
I
useful.
don't speak computer, so, you know, what can I say?
Phone number is 401-323-0783.
Okay, thank you.
So
and-
somebody out there, we're going to do that towards the end of the show, so they can have
I
their pencil.
appreciate that. Yeah, I want people to contact me
It's-
in whatever way is easiest for them.
That's why you're here.
Absolutely.
To give somebody an education on what to do with their problem.
Yeah, so another example of how we go into hypnosis naturally is imagine when last time you went to a movie or you watched a movie and you go into watching the movie in the conscious where you know they're actors pretending to be someone else. You know it's fake, you know it's a production. And then as you allow your brain waves to relax, then you get into the movie and you find you're laughing, you're crying real tears, you're jumping in fear. Why would you have those reactions if you know it's fake? It's because you allowed your brain waves to relax into theta, which means the movie went right into your subconscious. Your subconscious accepted it
So
as
if you're
real.
watching a movie and you're feeling sympathetic with the people, you're teary-eyed and whatever else.
Yep,
That's what you're talking about.
That's what hypnosis feels like. Absolutely. So there's no mind control. It's just you allowing your brain waves to relax to where we can actually put suggestions in of what you want.
Yeah.
Like it's safe for me to not procrastinate.
Yeah.
Because all your subconscious is doing is trying to keep you safe. And it picked up a belief along the lines that whatever you're doing is keeping you safe. The smoker, for example, who tries everything to quit smoking and somehow they can't because they're doing it in their conscious, critical factor of their brain. In hypnosis, we find out that maybe they think think that makes them look tough and unapproachable. That's a way to keep them safe. It's just an example.
And so, do you have a story that somebody has had great success, is very happy with what you were able to help them with?
Yeah, I have quite a few stories, and the first thing that comes to mind, I don't even know if it's going to answer your question, but I also teach my clients a self-hypnosis so that they have a tool to go forward with. And when I first learned this tool of self-hypnosis, I was in school and I had to get a procedure done. Let's say it was something like, a dentist appointment or something that, you've done it a million times and you just still dread it, right? So I'm sitting in the waiting room. I was in school and I had learned this self-hypnosis, and I said, well, let me try this tool that I learned. And my conscious, analytical factor of my mind's saying, this is stupid. You're in public, there's people here, like, it's not going to work. So I said, well, I'm sitting here anyway, what do I have to lose? So I just obviously did it silently, matter of maybe 90 seconds. I didn't even finish it, and I got called in. So waiting for the procedure to start, I said, oh, I'll do it again. The professional came in, and again, I had done it and didn't even finish it. And I tell you, that appointment was the fastest, seemingly, calmest, easiest appointment I had ever had. And it probably took the same amount of time as all the other visits.
Sure.
However, it felt faster to me. And so I walked out saying, this is so powerful. Like my teacher said, this is a human rights issue. That this is so powerful, I have to get the word out.
Well, that's like our previous teacher, Patty, actually went and had a root canal done. And she told the doctor who was going to do it that I don't want any anesthesia and no Novocaine. And he said, I can't do that. And she said, well, you know this doctor, right? And she threw out the name, and she said, yes. And he's done this kind of work on me before without Novocaine. And he said, my friend, who I can call right now, has done this kind of work on you before without Novocaine. And she said, yes. He picked up the phone and called that doctor. And the doctor says, oh, you have Patty there. And he said, yes. And he said, yeah, we've done it.
Well, she was one of my first teachers, so she must be aware, or she is aware. Hypnosis dates back to early dentistry before they had Novocaine. That's what they used, was hypnosis.
Yeah. I fell asleep when they were doing a root canal on me. Doctor says I've never had anybody do that before, but I don't know anything about what you're doing.
Well, that might be because of that special brainwave state that your mind goes into.
I just relax really easy.
Those big loops.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've had, like I said, I've gone on to get the next certification on how to design programs for people and combine coaching with people. And I've had clients, one of my earliest clients for that particular program, she was having self-sabotaging beliefs about her business. And then after she went through the program with me, she opened up her business, and she's doing really well. And a lot of my clients come to me because they have not only procrastination or perhaps a weight issue or an addiction issue. It's not just those things that you hear about on TV, but a combination of things where we find out that there may be an issue of not feeling worthy or deserving of the life of their desires. And they know the things that they need to do, and they know, but they just can't seem to get out of their own way. They feel stuck. And so going through this program with me, they find their worthiness, they step into their worthiness, and they create the life that they've been desiring and maybe sabotaging up until now.
Very good.
So I don't know if that was a clear
Well, no,
answer.
Every day is different.
Right, but that's a good example as to how potent a tool it can be, especially if you just let go and let it happen.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you look at people who do energy work, you look at people that are very religious, you look at people that do brain science, and they all have something in common to say that we create our own experience.
What's brain science?
Neurology, neurological disorders, neural pathways, and
Okay.
in brain science, it shows that we have neurons that wire and fire together. So if we pick up that belief from childhood that money is the root of all evil, that's a neuron that wires and fires together and creates a neural pathway. And so if 40 years later, we're trying to make more money, but we keep sabotaging it, it's because that neural pathway, even though it might not be what we consciously want, it's easier, it's familiar.
Yeah.
So we can create another experience by reprogramming our subconscious to pave a new neural pathway. We can get neurons to wire and fire together the way we want them to.
Now, have you ever heard, I don't remember where from, but coming from your grandparents, they'll have a belief system, they say, my understanding is that you can pass that on hereditary to your parents and then to you, of a belief system of not being worthy of money or something like that.
Well, absolutely. We have generational beliefs that get passed down to generation.
Now, is that through genetics or is that through verbal stuff?
I think it's a combination.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not a neuroscientist.
Yeah, right.
I just
I know.
incorporate what I I just love the topic.
Right. Well, that's one of the things I also pick up on past life regression.
But then we can start getting into genetics and epigenetics, and we don't have to accept.
What is epigenetics?
Epigenetics is a topic that we don't have to accept our genes. We don't have to say
Right.
this runs in the family.
Okay, I think we're running out of time.
Yes.
How do they find you?
Seaglass Hypnosis, Tara Devine at seaglasshypnosis.com, 401-323-0783. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you
been fun.
for being
Right.
here. You bring to mind so many
I
thoughts.
think we just ran out, but I'm not sure.
No, we didn't.
No.
Relax.
If I relax, I'll go to sleep.
That's true.
He does.
Yes. But again, it was great for you to come here and be able to share with us some of the background, so it's not alien to people. A lot of the stuff that's presented, such as the programming by Hollywood and whatnot,
I
you
think
still are in control, and that's what most people fear. You are
And-
still in control.
what you're
You are actually
describing is
more
really-
highly aware during hypnosis, even though you're deeply relaxed.
Yeah, what
Yeah.
you're describing is really neat sounding stuff.
Yeah.
Thanks. I think so.
Actually, through self-hypnosis, you can achieve a lot of things that you haven't been able to achieve before. Once you realize something is getting in your way, you can have a program that you develop with them, and they can have a series of mantras and affirmations and a series of things that they do to support themselves.
Yeah,
Themselves.
absolutely.
Except
You know,
no-
we build these walls to protect ourselves and to aid in our survival as young people, and we still have these walls today. One of those affirmations, I like to call them hypno-affirmations. I learned that in school. I didn't come up with the term. Every day in every way, I get better and better and better.
That goes back to silver mind control. And before
Absolutely.
that, but I took that in 1980, and
Yeah.
I was just saying it this morning. I was just saying that this morning to myself, and here you are saying it again.
See that?
I love synchronicities.
Oh my God.
well,
This is great.
it's true.
Right.
It's true.
Say it again.
We were meant to grow and learn.
Every day in
In
every way,
I
I
am
get better and better and better.
Kind of neat, yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate being here. Thank you
Yeah,
so
well,
much.
we appreciate it, and hopefully we'll be
So
able
go
to.
forth and fix people.